Hello, it's Joni Rotten. I'm going to share this video. I was talking about this earlier today in a live stream where I had heard the term that they were now making for the future species. So here it is. I said I would try to find it, and I did. It comes from the real M Lord and God. I like this channel. The link is in the description. She reads some interesting articles. Some are crap, some are funny, but overall, I do like the articles she reads. I find them to be somewhat interesting most of the time, and I think it makes me think of something. So if you're not subscribed, please do. And I am just going to share this particular one of her videos. She does lots of these, so please go and check out some of her other articles that she reads. She's just reading articles, translating them. And this was the one that was Transhumanism, the End of Humanity. And so I'm going to let her read that now. And I hope you enjoy this. Tell me what it makes you think of, right?
Transhumanism, could this be the end of humanity? Professor Lambros-Gonzalez, theologian professor, says in our earlier work entitled Metahumanism, Dehumanization, Artificial Intelligence, Problems for a Looming Gloomy Reality, we analyze the modern phenomenon of metahumanism and artificial intelligence, presenting and commenting on the rapid developments in personal and social level. We pointed out the dramatic effects of the enslavement of the modern world to machines, the deification of technology, and the degradation of the human mind in relation to artificial intelligence. And we noted humanity, utilizing the possibilities of the technological development of recent years, attempts to give modern man superhuman capabilities beyond the powers of his nature, essentially altering it, creating a new type of man, the Superman of technology. The worst thing is that it's not simply about further technological development, but about the creation of a new anthropology, quote unquote, with unpredictable effects on man and society. Through the possibilities of technology, modern man attempts to change his ontology itself, to intervene in human nature, to fix it, to endow it with physical and mental capabilities beyond its physical capabilities. And this is how the meta-man is created. A human being with superhuman capabilities, obviously marking the end of man, as nature gave birth to him, and necessarily of humanity as we have known this until now. Specialists in the field of anthropology relate the emergence of the meta-man, or as some call this Homo technicus, technological man, with the end of Homo sapiens, superhuman, and the entrance of humanity, as written by author Daniel Estulin in The Age of Human Deconstruction, where new technologies enable genetic alterations, bionic replacements, and artificial nano-like neural connections. We are not simply evolving a new species, we're becoming creators of a new form of life that combines material science with biology. It's understandable that Homo technicus attempts once again, this time in a dynamic way, through the possibilities of technology, to realize the primordial demonic life of self-deification, become as gods, Genesis 3:5. Appointed by the works of his hands, he boasts that he is now God. Homo technicus identifies with the soulless machines, becomes identical with them, having a cold psyche like those where there is no space for faith in God, respect for fellow human beings, respect for divine creation. And not only emotions, but also free will ceases to exist in him, functioning as a programmed computer, and this for his good, not to mistake with his imperfect will. But by taking away from him this basic element which defines him as a human being and differentiates him from the rest of biodiversity, removes him as a human being and classifies him as a robot. It doesn't take a special skill to see that the future of humanity looks not just bleak but nightmarish, which will be determined by two main factors: the automation of all human activities and the robotization of man. Based on this belief, consideration of the modern tragic reality, and guided by Christian anthropology, we can understand the self destructive course of the modern world. Through the rapid spread of ideas, humanity has been imbued to the bone marrow by these movements, which shape modern social reality and social becoming. Modern man is convinced that robotization and automation is now a one way street, and all he has to do is come to terms with this new reality. Those who know from the course and alteration of humanist models in the history of mankind can understand that transhumanism is a natural evolution of the European of Enlightenment, of aesthetic humanism, which is the first attempt of man's autonomy from God. We would say that transhumanism, quote unquote, is the completion, the triumph of atheistic humanism, the herald of the second death of God, and unfortunately the dehumanization of man. The machines are coming to take the place of God and man. Within this surrounding climate, the contemporary harsh reality can be understood. Never in the past has man been so selfish and hostile to his fellow man. He no longer needs it because he has replaced it with various machines, personal computers, mobiles, tablets, etc. He does not need the discussion, the dialogue, the other's opinion, because he is satisfied with the company of the cold screen and is satisfied by discussing with the data of the electronic device. A worrying example of this apparent isolation of young people who are absorbed, bent over their mobile screens, completely cut off from their social surroundings. Real dramas develop in families when some parents attempt to deprive, as a form of punishment, children's involvement with electronic devices and their connection to the internet. There's also the even more tragic side of the modern world. The daily news is its witness. Indiscriminate murders, crimes, femicides, infanticides, pedophilia, seductions, abductions of minors, robberies, thefts, frauds, destruction of property due to revenge, breakup of families, merciless abandonment of children, adultery, etc., make up the nightmarish mosaic of our society today. And still, the numerous military conflicts with particular severity and a tendency for global destruction with nuclear weapons portend a nightmarish future. Human life has become a very cheap affair, perhaps even cheaper than that of animals. A very disturbing aspect of this social deviation is the ever increasing violence against young children. Childhood innocence has been lost, and vengeful rage has flooded their souls to the point of annihilating the other children. First, I taught the American Society and Youth, where I thought the completely unnecessary gunmen invaded schools. Now, lost humanity is due to the degradation of man from personality to individuality. The apotheosis of the ego gives birth to the contempt of the other. The inner vacuum of values is filled with dishonors. Our society is unworthy of men, fit only for beasts, dominated by animal instincts and the rule of the strongest. We became enslaved to our passions.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now available on StreamYard. Have you ever done a recording